Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. My name is Monique and this is my second tarot channel here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for your continued love and support here on the channel. If you're new, welcome. You may also want to check out my main tarot channel, Moon Moth Goddess, where I do have a bunch of other pick a card readings posted for you guys into playlists that you guys can check out. For those of you that would like to book a private reading, you can find my email down below in the description box. Just send me an email and I will provide you with more information on booking readings as well as other services. And I want to thank you guys so much for all the support in any way that you do support the channel. For those of you that like the video, those of you that watch the ads, those of you that send in donations to my PayPal, my Cash App, those of you that book readings with me, those of you that take the time to send me emails with really sweet messages, leaving beautiful comments, sending me things, those of you that have sent me, even little gifts via email, just things like that. Just show me, so much of the love that you have for the work that I do here on the channel for the collective. And I truly appreciate you guys so much. And my heart is filled with so much gratitude for you guys. And it really kind of encourages me to continue to post readings and to know that I have your support and your love. And I just want you to know I truly appreciate that so much. Okay. So today's pick a card reading, I am going to help you to inflate your ego. I'm going to inflate your ego today. Okay. So our pick a card is, what are your best qualities? Okay. If you want more ego inflating messages, then listen to more than one pile if you feel called to do so. But I'm going to do my best to inflate your ego today. What are your best qualities? We have 3 piles to choose from. I am going to be shuffling and putting the piles together. So if you like to watch that process, I will have a timestamp for that. But if you don't want to watch me putting the piles together, you can jump straight ahead down into your reading, okay, by clicking the timestamp. So we have pile 1 is going to be this candy fluorite. For pile 1, what are your best qualities? And then pile number 2 is going to be the Caribbean blue calcite for pile 2. And then pile number 3 is going to be this amethyst, okay, for pile number 3. Those are the choices, okay? Like I said, we are going to be shuffling and putting the piles together. If you don't want to watch that, you can just go straight ahead to your reading. But those of you that like to watch it and may want to choose what your pile looks like with the crystal with it, I will also have a timestamp for that. I'm going to call it pile selection. So you can see kind of like what the pile looks like with your specific crystal, okay? So if you want to see that and that helps you to choose, you can just keep on watching. Other than that, I will see you at your reading. All right, so let's get these piles put together for you guys with our question today. What are your best qualities? We're going to start with the tarot. We're going to pull 5 cards for each of the piles. Okay. So what are your best qualities? What are your best qualities? And those of you that like to know the decks I'm using, this is the Moon and Stars Tarot. The Moon and Stars Tarot. But I will have all of the decks listed in the description box, as I always do. What are your best qualities? And of course, I inflated my own ego by asking this question before I started recording for you guys. So I've already had my ego inflated for the day. What are your best qualities? Pile 1, let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's get one more for pile 1. All right, so that is 5 for pile 1. Let's do pile 2 now, Spirit. Pile 2. What are pile number 2's best qualities? And like I said, if you want to listen to more messages, as long as they resonate for you, right? You're more than welcome to listen to more than one pile. What are your best qualities? Let's do pile 2. 2, 3, 4. This one's gonna come out too. Okay. So pile 3, let's see. What are pile 3's best qualities? Pile 3, what are your best qualities? Pile 3. 2. That's 3. 4. Let's do one more with the tarot. What are pile 3's best qualities? This one. This one. Okay. Okay, now let's do the oracle. Let's pull one of these. I didn't bring the box with me. What is this? Star Temple, I think? The Star Temple Oracle, maybe. I will have the deck, or the name of it listed below. Pile 1, what are your best qualities? What are pile 1's best qualities? Okay, is that just one? Yeah. Pile 2, what are your best qualities? Two, and pile 3. Best qualities. That is 3. Okay. Let's pull one of these. And this is the Rumi Oracle. I know that one for sure. Rumi. This one we might have to cover up a little bit of the artwork depending on which card you get. So I know that there is some images on here that are not YouTube friendly anymore. So what are your best qualities? 1. Pile 2, what are your best qualities? 2. Let's do one for pile 3. What are pile 3's best qualities? Okay, that is 3. And then we're going to use the Witch Cats Oracle, which is available on Amazon. I'm sorry, not Amazon, Etsy. And the creator actually has 2 of these decks, the Witch Cats and also the Spirit Cats. So I have both of them. I might make them one big deck. I don't know. I might blend the 2 of them together. Okay, so what are your best qualities? Pile number 1. What are your best qualities? Okay, so that is going to be for pile 1. Pile 2, what are your best qualities? That's pile 2. And I love the colors on this deck. Pile 3, what are your best? And this card, I'm going to take this one. Okay. Now, the other cards that I want to use, they don't match the aesthetic here. So I'm going to hide them underneath each of these piles because they just don't match. It's these ones, the archetype. So I'm just going to hide them underneath your pile. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to choose 3 of these for each pile. So pile 1, what are your best qualities? 1. 2. What are pile 1's best qualities? Okay, that's for pile 1. Now let's do pile 2. Spirit, what are pile 2's best qualities? 2 and 3. Now let's do pile 3, and then we are all set. What are your best qualities? 2, 3. Okay. Now, let's hide him. Let's hide him under here. Okay. All right, that is going to be, I'm going to do it like that. Pile 1. And then that will be for pile number 2. And this one will be for pile 3. That one. Okay, so pile number 1, this is your pile here with your candy fluorite. Pile number 2, this is your pile here with your Caribbean blue calcite. And then pile number 3, this is yours here with the amethyst. Timestamps will be down below. Pause the video if you need a little bit more time, and I will see you guys at your reading. Hi pile 1, so those of you that resonated with this little cat here and the candy fluorite, this is going to be a reading. So we're going to find out today, what are your best qualities? Okay, what are your best qualities? So let's get the tarot out. And yeah, these are your oracle. Okay, so let's see the tarot. We have the 3 of Cups. We have the 8 of Wands. Okay. We have the Star. I'm loving this energy already. We have the Hermit. Okay. And we have the Empress, of course. Okay. I love this energy. And it makes sense too. It makes sense. And you will see why when I tell you, but I'm not going to tell you yet. But we've got the Empress, we've got Taurus and Libra, we've got Virgo energy with the Hermit, we've got Aquarius energy here, we have Sagittarius, and we have Cancer. Okay, so I'm going to save your cat. So let's see what your roomie is. We have the Sacred Phoenix Heart. The Sacred Phoenix Heart, which is really beautiful. Let's put this over here. We have the, wow, look at this. The Empress of the Night, and it says finale. After the storm, I emerge a shiny new star. Wow, look at that. How's that for synchronicity? Okay, so let's look at your archetype cards. We have the Judge, and it says balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. The Shadow attribute says offering only destructive criticism, but I don't feel like you guys are like, I mean, you could be sometimes when you're mad, maybe. We have misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. We have Companion here, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. And then we have the Seeker, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. The Shadow, I forgot to read the Shadow there. The Shadow says inability to commit to a path once found. Okay. And then the Compassion one says betrayal by misusing confidences, loss of personal identity. And I can also see where you guys can delve into the shadow with that, which we'll discuss it. Okay. We'll discuss it, pile 1. All right. So what I'm seeing here with your energy is absolutely beautiful. First, to start off with, we'll save this for after we go through this. But this energy is beautiful, and it is, I feel like you are my pile of healers. Okay, you're my pile of healers, intuitives. But I feel like you as a person, your inclination is just love and nurturing and healing, and kind of like you bring about wherever you go. I feel like you bring your light with you. Look at how she's got the light in the center here. And then you have the sacred phoenix heart, which I'm going to read this for you guys. But to me, it's like there's something very beautiful here about your energy. Now, what I'm feeling like you guys are empaths. And the reason why is because the 8 of Wands is about energy that's in motion. So with the 3 of Cups energy here, it's a card of joy, happiness, fulfillment, friendship, support, joy, happiness, celebration. It's a very beautiful energy. So I'm feeling that you are someone, as your best quality, you put out that vibration, a beautiful vibration of love and joy and happiness. And I feel like because of that, you may attract a lot of people who need healing. And it may even be attracting people who need your light. And so when I'm looking at this Hermit energy here, this to me, and the way that the Star card is here, almost like if you look at the Star card, look at how she's taking the water here and she's kind of pouring it into this black hole. So to me, it's kind of like you have the ability, and you might see this as a blessing or a curse, I don't know. But I'm seeing this as you being able to transmute energy. And looking at the Hermit here, look at how there's all of this cosmic energy just kind of going around the Hermit. And to me, I'm noticing that she's also dressed in black. She's covered in a cloak here. And she's sitting by herself in isolation, okay? So this makes me feel that one of your best qualities is that you are someone who generally is lighthearted, happy, a pleasure to be around. You bring the fun with you. Everybody likes being around you, right? You're kind of, maybe you are the life of the party. Maybe you are someone who makes others feel better, makes them feel, maybe you could be someone who's a really good listener, especially with you having the Judge here. That you're someone who gives great advice, but I feel like you're also someone who attracts a lot of energy, and you need that time to refresh, to restore, to renew. So, and this to me is kind of like the process. It's like, here you are, you're at a party and you're having fun, and there's, you have and radiate all of this powerful, beautiful energy, but it's like, it also takes a lot of it out of you. Right? This to me, when I'm looking at her here, even though it's the Star card, it reminds me of temperance. It reminds me of temperance, the transmutation of energy here. And the Star card is about healing. It's about renewal. It's about trust, faith, belief, being optimistic, right? So you could be someone who, even when situations are kind of going down in life, that you are someone who is or tries to remain optimistic about things, right? And trying to see the positive within situations, and tries to not let a lot of things get to you or bother you. And if you do, and you feel a little bit overwhelmed, there you are in the Hermit energy, right? The Hermit energy is also incredibly introspective. So I feel like as a person, not only do you have this very healing and optimistic and having trust and faith in people and things, which may not have always gone right. Sometimes we have faith in people or trust in people, And sometimes it doesn't work out so well, you know? But I feel like for the most part, you try to see the benefit of the doubt in people. You try to just kind of keep this lighthearted energy here. And I feel like with the Hermit energy here, this is incredibly introspective. So I feel like you really take time to feel into things. You know, you may be someone who makes time or needs to make time, I will say, for self-care and for recharging. The Hermit energy is very introspective and can sometimes be introverted. Okay, a little shy, a little bit reserved, which can be a very beautiful quality in itself, you know, being introverted. And I feel like maybe you're extroverted when you need to be. The other thing that I notice in this card, the Empress card here, is how she's sitting here and there's this beautiful light that is coming out and shining down on her. Okay. So to me, and she's also got her eyes closed here. Look at their eyes are closed here in both of them and in the Star card. So it looks like there's this, with this Empress energy here, there's a very healing energy here, very nurturing, compassionate, loving, sensitive, beautiful, pile one, beautiful, gorgeous, handsome. The Empress energy is all about, you know, feeling in that energy. It's Venus energy. So I feel like you're also someone who has a quality of being able to manifest, being able to create wealth, abundance, to see the beauty in all things. You might also have a connection to the earth, the elements, nature, children, babies. You just have this very warm, loving energy, nurturing energy to you that's very kind. And I feel like it draws a lot of people to you. Okay, like I said, some of you might see that as a blessing or a curse. I don't know. But I feel like if you are someone who kind of feels, oh, I can't stand it, that everybody's drawn to me like this, then I would say maybe spend a little bit more time in Hermit energy and just restore. Okay, learn to set some boundaries here. Be a little bit protective of your energy. Okay, with that. But yeah, I feel like this is truly a beautiful energy here. The Empress is the energy of the feminine. Okay. So it may be that one of your best qualities is that you take, I mean, some of you might take really good care of yourself, really good care of your body. You listen to your body. Some of you may have really learned how to be more body positive, and to really learn to love yourself. The Empress is all about knowing your worth, knowing your value, about being self-sufficient, being more independent, right? Creating your own wealth, knowing that you're worthy of love. And these could still be lessons that you're learning here, right? Most definitely, they could still be, you could be a work in progress, you know? But I feel like this is truly just such, your best quality is that you have such a loving heart, such a beautiful heart, pile one. Yeah, I'm feeling like you kind of help to shift the energy around you. I'm just feeling a lot of transmuting here, a lot of transmuting, a lot of healing. You have the Empress of the Night here with finale, and it says, after the storm, I emerge a shiny star. So this also gives me that one of your best qualities is your resilience, right? Because many of you may have gone through a lot of challenging things in your life, a lot of painful things. And it could be that there is chaos that you feel within, chaos that you feel in your environment, upheaval that you may have gone through, but it's your ability to be able to come back even stronger, even better, through acknowledging when you need to rest, when you need to heal. I feel like the Hermit energy is also about you learning to really discover yourself, who you are, living your purpose, finding your purpose, discovering what your talents are and skills are, right? And you might really be discovering so much about yourself. I'm feeling that many of you have natural healing abilities, the ability to heal others. And I feel like you have to be very protective over your own energy. But yes, I'm seeing this as your ability to be resilient, to find renewal. Okay. It's a lot of beautiful energy, persevering through the challenges and trying to be optimistic no matter what it is that life kind of throws at you, in a sense that you truly are resilient. Okay, and it definitely shows. Now, what I will say here with the Judge, because it says balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. So this reminds me of Queen of Swords energy. Okay, so as your best quality, you could be someone who is very intelligent, a good listener, good at communication, good at being honest and speaking your truth. Okay, and like I said, for some of you, it could be that you're still a work in progress here. Okay, and that's okay. But I'm also getting that you are someone who tries to treat people fairly, right? That you are someone who may even be kind of like an advocate for other people that don't have a voice, right? Like, let's just say if you have a friend who is next to you and someone does something to that friend, that this energy here within you is going to approach that person from a place of compassion, but also that you are someone who's going to speak your mind and let a person know when something is or is not okay, that you're not just going to let people walk over you. And again, you might be a work in progress with that. Okay. But you are someone who tries to just kind of treat people fairly, right? Now, with the shadow with it, it says offering only destructive criticism. That, could be when you delve into your shadow, and maybe it can also be when you pick up on a lot of unwanted energies, or if somebody even makes you upset, then I'm sure you can kind of delve into the shadow, as we all can. And then that could be where you become maybe a little bossy or controlling, but we're going to focus on the light attributes here as your best qualities. And then we have companion here, and it says loyalty. Your loyalty, tenacity, and being unselfish, which means to me that you are someone who's very giving. Okay, very giving with your heart or with whatever it is. You just, like I said, have that very nurturing quality to you. Okay, and that may be that you are a really good friend, that you're there for people when they need you. You're just kind of like that first person to just kind of like jump right in without thinking about it. And again, that might go along with you learning how to set boundaries so that you make sure that you're not people pleasing. Okay, and then we have the Seeker here, and it says a thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. And so this kind of reminds me of the Hermit too. Also the Eight of Cups, but the Hermit energy. The thirst for wisdom. So it means to me that you're someone who likes learning. You're someone who is interested in your growth, in expansion, in becoming a better version of self, or even following where your intuition leads you towards, like a new hobby, a new talent, a new skill, that you're kind of just open to that. So let's see what your little cat here. What does this say? Trance? I think it says trance. It says, meet Scylla forevermore. Her heart is a drum beating in sync with infinity. She closes her eyes and moves to its rhythm, time unfurling like an endless ribbon in front of her and behind her. No beginning, no end. Her mind relaxes and opens, breathing, pulsing, ever expanding. What shifts you into a trance? Perhaps dancing to wordless music, letting the water stream over you in the shower, walking swiftly, or chanting a sound. Trance opens us to receiving divine messages, flashes of creativity, and deep healing beyond our ordinary understanding. Okay, so I'm definitely seeing the healing energy here. Creativity. Maybe some of you are extremely creative. Okay, but also, right, we have you being a channel to receive messages. So some of you might be very psychic or very intuitive. The other thing that I want to mention, I just noticed it right now, is the Empress and the Three of Cups. They are both number 3s, okay? So the Empress is all about community, collaboration, coming together, building, creating, manifesting. So you may even be someone who really is your ability to work with others, collaborate with others, connect with other people. To me, this is kind of like almost this energy of unity. Okay, maybe it's unity consciousness, where you kind of are someone who's open to, you know, I mean, the Three of Cups is about creativity as well. So yeah, I'm feeling like you're definitely very creative here. But let's look at your sacred phoenix heart here and see what this message, and it might be a little bit lengthy, I'm not sure with this, but this is the Rumi Oracle. So let's see what 21 is about. Okay. So it says, under the cover of blood, love veils many rose gardens in total faith. Love tenderly guides every lover to the garden of the heart. Reason says, the world is limited in 6 directions. There is no way out. Love says, there is a way, and I have traveled it many times. It says, how I adore your defiant, rebellious heart. I know that what for the mind is an end, is for the heart simply another match to ignite the sacred flames. It eats of love until it is filled, and then becomes hungry again and eats some more. And again, it eats of love until it is so full it must simply explode into a sacred fire of passion. It bursts, incapable of sustaining old consciousness in the expanse of blessings, unlimited, lavished upon it through the great beloved's affection. It would be like attempting to fit an ocean in a teacup. So it does not. It bursts forth like a dying star into spectacular radiance, only to be reborn again. And you guys have the star again here. I love this. Reborn again, new and hungry for the next feeding frenzy in love's great banquet. How I adore your defiant, spectacular heart. So yeah, this is all, I mean, this message is really long here, but essentially what I'm getting from this, I feel like you guys, I mean, at your core, your best quality is that you just resonate the energy of love. Just love. And I think that it is so incredibly beautiful with this. It says, this oracle comes with a message for you. You may feel as though you have been wandering in a desert for many years with no oasis in sight. You might have been through darkness, through trials, endured confusion and uncertainty as you sought for your truth, sought divine revelation, and sought your purpose to confirm your plans. Seek no more. The answers are now given, or very soon will be, and the life, the passion, the purpose, it will all come to you in clarity. Does life need to be grasped for? It is bestowed according to grace and destiny. It need not be sought to so much as received. The spiritual destiny that calls your soul, even whilst you may feel your bodily ears are deaf to the call, makes your heart leap. It is though hearing the beloved's voice and stirring an ancient memory of love so powerful moves you, even without you necessarily understanding how or why. And I love this because it's like, this makes me feel, I mean, I feel like the little clues here are saying, yes, that you may have been someone that's gone through a lot. And I don't doubt that. But it's like all that you know how to do is just love. It's just love and be love and receive love. And it may be that maybe some of the experience that you've gone through in your life have been centered around that. You know, maybe for some of you, many lessons in love, or maybe even lessons of learning to love yourself. And the Hermit is all about us aligning with our purpose, finding out, discovering what it is through introspection, through healing, through meditation, through reflection, through withdrawing, right, from the world and kind of going within inside of the self. And I feel like with the Hermit energy can also be a very dark place, right? Because it can also be when we are in a dark night of the soul, when we're going through depression. And so for many of you, after the storm, I emerge a shining new star. Some of you may have already gone through your dark night. Some of you might be right in the middle of it right now, right? So let this be confirmation for you that there is light at the end of the tunnel, right? In order to find the light within ourselves, we have to move through the darkness, right? And oftentimes that is when we truly discover who we are, right? It is facing the darkness. And I feel like many of you with this have found your light, right? And it is something that is shining down upon you from the divine. And I feel like many of you are discovering so many gifts within inside of yourself and seeing yourself in a whole new light in the way that the divine does. There is no spiritual bypassing here, right? Sometimes we can get really frustrated when we are in our darkness and feel like, okay, when is this going to end? When is it going to be over? But it is through this process of the Hermit energy where we can truly find healing, where we can find answers, where we can find truth of who we are on a level of our soul. And I feel like that those of you, pile 1, that are on that journey of discovering the self, that is a good quality. That is one of your best qualities, because it is showing that you are willing to face your darkness when other people are just like, oh no, I can't, right? This is too scary. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole of healing and inner child and shadow work and all. I feel like some of you have already been there. Some of you have already been in that dark place, and you are now on the other side of it, and you may be that person who is now shining your light, because the Hermit is a guide. Okay, the Hermit is a guide. So many of you could also be helping others, as your best quality could also be helping others to find their light within inside of themselves by shining yours, to show them it is okay, right? You will make it through this. You will make it through your darkness. You will find healing. You will discover who you are underneath all of these things. So I feel like, yes, you definitely bring in this beautiful energy, pile 1, that, of course, who would not want to have you around, right? Who would not want you? And I feel like you might be even people who people are just like, oh no, get away from me, move away. Because you might also be very triggering to people's energies too, especially if they're not ready to heal, right? You might highlight a lot of that energy too, which can maybe, there are certain people who avoid you, right? And who just maybe don't like you right away because of your light. And your light is something that maybe reminds them that there is something that they need to reflect upon within inside of themselves. Okay? So yeah, I'm definitely seeing you as transmuting, even though that's a star card. She looks like she's getting it all and just kind of like dumping it into this like dark hole here, you know? And maybe for something that is symbolic of you making it out of your dark hole, right? Out of your darkness and into the light. And when I look at this cat here, I don't know, this cat looks like so psychic. Maybe some of you are. It looks like there's fire in its eyes, just passion, just creative energy. Some of you might have some really, really beautiful psychic gifts here as well that are also helping others. I feel like you guys are very intuitive, incredibly intuitive. It's like the universe lives inside you, pile 1. That's kind of what I'm getting from this cat. Like, you are the truth. You are the embodiment of universal energy here. It's like you've moved beyond that place of duality and into oneness, unity, consciousness, which is beautiful. Okay? So that is all that I have for you, pile 1. Like I said, if you want me to inflate your ego a little bit more, watch pile 2 or pile 3 if you did feel drawn to it. Okay? And I will see you guys in the next reading. Hi, pile 2. So those of you that resonated with this cat and the Caribbean blue calcite, this is going to be a reading. So we are looking at what are your best qualities. Okay, I know one of your cards, this one here, I'm going to have to cover up the artwork a little bit, but let's look at your tarot first and see what is out here. So what are your best qualities? We have the Lovers. We have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands and the Lovers. The Four of Wands. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the Page of Cups. Okay. All right. So we got some good keywords here too for these cards. Decisions, achievement, celebration, stability, and loyalty. But let's look. We're going to save your little cat here for a little bit later in the reading. We have Let Love Transform, which is card number 14. And I'm going to cover this one a little bit, but I still want you guys to see the artwork. So I'm just going to cover her a little bit with the crystal. Okay, so we're going to have to look at it like this. We have Electra, the shining star, glow. And it says, I no longer dim my light. I shine bright for all to see. Okay. I love that. All right, so let's look at your archetype cards. We have the Gambler, and it says, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. Okay, so that is one of your best qualities, the willingness to follow your intuition even when other people doubt you. We have the Mother here, nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. Okay, some of you might be mothers, but we can also look at this energy in terms of your ability to be able to nurture other things within your life. And I am seeing the Queen of Pentacles here, so that is it's definitely an energy here of manifestation. And then we have the Destroyer here, and it says releasing what is potentially destructive and preparing for a new life. Okay, so what are your best qualities? We can already see from, you know, the cards that are here with these archetypes. Am I gonna make this fit here? It's gonna have to be like that. Okay, so with your Destroyer energy here, releasing what is potentially destructive. This could be people, right? Situations, friends, family members, even destructive habits that you might have. Okay, but I feel like for this, one of your best qualities, I feel like, is about you learning to reflect within inside of yourself. And it may be that you are someone who's gone through a lot of personal growth, or you're kind of like in the process of being a better version of yourself. Many of you could also be like in the process, right, of preparing for your new start, your new beginning, because it does says preparing for a new life here. With this mothering energy here, some of you might have just a natural, it reminds me very much of like the Empress energy. So it makes me feel like you are someone who is incredibly nurturing. And I feel like, being that we have the Queen of Pentacles energy here, the Queen of Pentacles is all about putting in the time, the energy, nurturing to create stability, security. And being that it is the Pentacles, it is all of those things that you have within your life. We could look at that as your career, your finances with the Pentacles, your relationships, how committed you are, right, into certain things, whatever it is that you put your mind and your heart into. I'm also feeling that you are very, well, I mean, we do have stability here, which is one of the qualities of the Queen of Pentacles, but she's also very resourceful. You can be a very resourceful person. You can also be someone who's very grounded, right? Very grounded, organized, practical, really working and putting your energy towards what it is that you want to create, right? Which is also very helpful with this energy of the Mother, which is very nurturing. So not just with relationships, but you could, yes, you could be a really great romantic partner to a person, right? You could be someone who does really work towards committing yourself to someone, you know, loving and taking care of and nurturing the connection. You might also be a really great mother. Okay, literally a great mother, whether that means that you have children, or you are a dog mom, you know, you have pets, you have animals that you nurture and you care for. Okay, but I feel like it says a lot about your heart and who you are as a person. I feel like you're also someone who is incredibly creative. Okay, being that we do have the Page of Cups energy here, the Page of Cups is a very creative energy. Some of you might also have talents or skills with music, with writing, with poetry, with artwork. And that can also be one of your best qualities too, is that you allow yourself to connect in with your inner child through the means of allowing for creative expression. Okay, that you creatively express yourself. You might also be very intuitive. Okay, many of you can be very intuitive. You might also be someone who is very playful and connected into your inner child, which means that you're not so serious all the time, right? You can be a very playful person, someone who is silly, someone who is, you know, plays and doesn't act, or acts, I'm saying, like a, not like you're immature and like you're a child, but just like very childlike in nature, right? In a way that, let's just say, I don't know, let's just say it's snowing outside, right? And you'd be like that person, instead of like staying inside and just kind of like, I'm watching it, but you'd be like that person that's connected to their inner child, whether your inner child is like wanting to just go outside and run and jump in a pile of snow. It's like you allow yourself to connect to that part of yourself that is childlike, you know, but in a good way, in a positive way, you know. An example that I can give you guys with me for my own inner child is, I recently moved into this house that I'm living in now, and I had a bunch of bookcases delivered, and the bookcases came in like these flat boxes, and I had to actually build them. They're really beautiful bookcases, but they're manufactured wood, kind of like IKEA bookcases, but they're really beautiful. They look like real wood. But they came with boxes that were filled with styrofoam in different shapes, and I could not help it. I had to take the styrofoam out of the box, and mind you, I'm by myself, okay? I'm by myself trying to put these bookcases together, but I legit took those styrofoam pieces out of the box, and I had to act like I was playing, like I was doing karate, and I took like the styrofoam and I chopped every single one of them into little pieces. I also pretended like one of them was a sword and I was chopping things. I don't know. So that's just me tapping into my inner child energy of, I needed to do it. You know, I had to do it. So that's the kind of example that I'm giving to you, is like, you allow yourself to play. You allow yourself to create when you feel guided to, you know, to be playful. I mean, that could be like watching cartoons. That could be painting something, or drawing, or, you know, putting on music and just kind of dancing crazy all over the house, because that's what your inner child likes. Your inner child wants to pretend they are a ballerina. You know, I used to do that when I was a kid. I used to pretend I was a ballerina. But it's just your ability to connect to that part of yourself and not be afraid to, you know, whether it is you journaling or writing or, you know, doing something crazy or silly or fun. But I feel like it's a beautiful part of you, right? You can be, yes, organized and focused and grounded and, you know, strategic about planning things and, you know, really staying focused on what you're doing, but at the same time, having fun. Okay. I'm also getting here that the Four of Wands energy is about stability. It's about harmony. So some of you can even be kind of like the pillar of your family. Like you're that person who holds the family together, who holds the family unit together, whatever whatever family looks like for you. Okay. You may also be somebody who throws wild, amazing parties. You might be somebody who's a really good cook, with the Queen of Pentacles energy here. You know, really good at growing a garden, you know, earthy stuff that the Queen of Pentacles is good at, cooking and cleaning the house, organizing the home, you know, things like that. Keeping the foundation together is kind of what I'm getting here. With the Six of Wands, this is all about success, achievements, recognition, being in the spotlight. So many of you may have made some really powerful moves within your career. You may be someone who has so much potential when it comes to even leadership qualities, abilities, when it comes to your career. And many of you may have also like made it to this place of leveling up your career. Some of you might have even recently got like a promotion or even a better paying job, or have the skills to be able to. Because I feel like with the dedication that you put into things and the commitment that you bring to the table, it's like this is something that helps you to be recognized and sets you apart from others, is your dedication, your commitment to what you're doing, where you direct your energy towards. So that is truly beautiful. And then you have the Lovers card here. And the Lovers is all about a choice, a decisions, making decisions, right? And in order for us to embody the energy of the Queen of Pentacles, we have to make choices. We have to make decisions by following our heart. Okay? And I love this here that you have the shining star with glow. I no longer dim my light. I shine bright for all to see, which means that many of you, your confidence that you have within yourself can be something amazing. Or, like I said, for many of you, this could be like a work in progress. Okay, for you. I no longer dim my light, which means that some of you, one of your best qualities might even be not caring what other people think, right? Not needing validation from others, not caring and worrying about what the opinions are of other people, but you doing what makes you happy and being successful at it. Not dimming your light for anyone, right? Showing the world what you can do, what you can create, what you can manifest, which is beautiful. I shine bright for all to see. To me, that says a lot about confidence as well. Confidence, passion, creativity. So let's look at what your little cat is here. We have effervescence. It says neat galaxy. She is all tingles and shivers of excitement for the magic she knows is coming her way. An inner smile bubbles into a giggle and she floats up, her paws barely touching the ground. With the lightest of hearts, she makes friends with the stars. Now they are always in her favor, bequeathing her sparkling sips of honeyed anticipation. She is a fountain of glittering golden optimism, blessing everything around her. Let her buoyancy uplift you, right? So this may even be that you are someone who even uplifts other people, right? When they're feeling down, that you're someone who inspires other people, okay? Is kind of what I'm getting from this. Inspiring, optimistic, okay? Let's actually turn it around just in case some of you didn't get a chance to read it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to read this here, and that is from the Rumi Oracle, number 14. And we'll see what your message says. Pile 2. Okay, so it says, let love transform. The spring of love arrives to transform the dust into a garden. The call is heard from the heavens to bid the wings of soul to fly. The sea becomes filled with pearls. The dry land receives the water of life. The stone becomes a ruby, and the body becomes all soul. It says, love is my medicine, intelligent medicine. It takes death and makes it a passageway into greater life. What genius is this? A genius that will render anything and everything as a pathway to life. I have found a bench upon which we may be seated. Nay, not a bench, a love seat. It is carved of precious ruby. It sits under the gentle shade of an ancient tree that thrives in love's garden. Come sit with me, beloved, as we let the whispers of the great beloved penetrate our hallowed ears, carried upon the sweet afternoon breeze. As the sun begins to set, the colors become vibrant. Even if we are deaf to the beloved's tender whispers, we shall not be blind. We shall be captured by the wind display of the beloved's artistry and be transparent into peace. So it says this oracle comes to you as a living spiritual gift. Whether you realize it or not, you have triumphed, and you got the Six of Wands right there. Okay? You have triumphed. You have blossomed, succeeded, cast aside that which was unworthy, and taken up love's way. How much delight there is from all those that walk this way of love, of life, to find another previous companion in the mist. You are welcomed into this world where love finds a way. There is nothing impossible for love. It is not bound by the mind, and because of this, all manner of miraculous grace works through its endless creative variety. The great beloved is a show-off, creating with such genius as to be breathtaking. We were able to remain always in the heart and would be constantly breathless. In a fit of appreciation and awe so great truly, there would not be even a slither of emptiness through which fear could enter. Okay, this is talking about divine fulfillment. So yeah, I'm getting, like I said, that your best quality is a lot of the investment, the time, the energy, the focus, the discipline, the organization, you know, the decisions that you make to really lead yourself into living a life that is filled with this level of stability for yourself, security. It's almost like you have the ability, because the Six of Wands comes after the Five of Wands, where the Five of Wands is talking about challenges and it's about, you know, passion and fire and competitiveness. And to me, with that Six of Wands being there, it's kind of like you come out on top, right? For the world to see, for others to see, and becoming someone who is an inspiration to others, to let them know that if they set their mind, right, in the focus, that you kind of show the world by making the right decisions, making the right choices, that they too, right, can be someone who is victorious in their efforts, right, with whatever it is. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling a lot of very powerful energy. And for those of you that don't feel like, okay, I'm not here yet, maybe take some time to really look at how you might be dimming your light, right? How are you dimming your own light? What can you do to change or to transform? And maybe that is connecting in with your infinite creative potential, healing your inner child. Maybe it's through self-love, okay, where you really begin to see yourself as the Queen of Pentacles, okay? So that is all that I have for you. Pile number 2. I do hope this is helpful for you. If you want me to inflate your ego a little bit more, you can choose pile 1, pile 3, and I will see you there. But other than that, I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 3. So those of you that resonated with this cat here and this amethyst, this is going to be a reading. So today we are looking at what are your best qualities. Okay, what are your best qualities? So let's pull your tarot first. And then, all right, let's see. Pile 3, what are your best qualities? We have the Death card. The Six of Cups. The Ten of Cups. the Emperor and the Two of Cups. I like it. Lots of cups energy here. And it's the good cups, not the bad cups. Okay, so that's a good thing. All right, let's see what else. So we have your little cat. We're going to save that for a little bit later. And we have, I surge on the uprising wave of love. So we'll read the message for this card, but it is from the Rumi Oracle. We have the aquamarine star with expression, and it says, I express my intuition with self-confidence and love, which is beautiful. I express my intuition with self-confidence and love. Okay, let's see what your archetype cards have. We have the mediator, okay? So what are your best qualities? We've got a gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, a respect for both sides of an argument, okay? Now that can literally be that you are that person who helps other people. Maybe you're someone who gives advice or guidance in some way, because you do have the Emperor here, okay? The Emperor is also kind of like provides stability, structure, a foundation, discipline, order, things of that nature. So you could literally be someone who helps people, maybe even to resolve conflict, okay? Or it could be that you take on this role with your friendships or with your partnerships, relationships. Okay, so we have the mediator, we have the trickster, and it says transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Okay, so that's one of your best qualities. So transcending convention kind of reminds me of the Hierophant, in which you are someone who, although there is structure here, right, with the Emperor, and the Emperor is about following rules, okay, order, maintaining order, but I feel like that you do so in a way that brings about more balance, because with convention, this is about doing things that, in a way, kind of reminds me of the Hierophant, that have always been done, you know, that you find ways, different ways of being able to do things. So maybe that you're someone who's very innovative in some way. So transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. You know, I'm looking literally here, we have a magician who's kind of, things are kind of manifesting out of this magician's hat. So maybe you are someone who has the ability to create solutions to different things, right? Especially with the mediator energy here, that you have a way of finding things, because the Emperor is all about strategy and about seeing the bigger picture of things, right? And also that you have your intuition here, right? You're confident with your intuition. So it could be that with your intuition, which is feminine energy, and also this Emperor energy here, this Emperor energy is also about being a strong leader. Okay, so maybe it's your leadership skills or leadership qualities. Maybe that you are someone who is very disciplined, okay? That you find ways of creating or manifesting or figuring things out, which is what I'm seeing there. And then your other card, we have the victim, and it says prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others, which to me could sound like you standing up for yourself, okay? The Emperor energy is also you learning to be assertive. So maybe you are someone who is assertive, okay? Maybe you're someone who is even a little bit authoritative when you need to be, laying down the law, right? Laying down the law, okay? So yeah, maybe this is something within you, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or even victimizing other people. So to me, that's also maybe about you being someone who maintains boundaries with people, right? Like if person says, this is my boundary, that you respect that. Okay, that's kind of what I'm getting from that. What else do we see here? I mean, we've got the Two of Cups. I mean, you have a lot of cups here, okay? And they're all, like I said, they are the good ones. The Two of Cups here is about maybe that you are someone who is a really good friend to people, okay? If you have friends, okay? I don't really have many friends. But with the Two of Cups energy here, this could be that you try to maintain balance or harmony when it comes to your relationships, right? Because remember, you're the mediator here, which means that you could be someone with the Emperor energy here who tries to find a solution, right? You might see that there is a problem and you might think, okay, how can I fix this? What can I do to work this out, you know, with this person or with this job or with something here? So it kind of makes me feel like you have a mind that is, I'm sure, pretty busy, a pretty busy mind, but it is one that is able to really kind of figure things out, right? To find solutions, to come up with some strategies or plans of action here, especially with the Emperor energy. The Two of Cups is also about harmony, balance, maybe you're somebody who is very loving as well, very loving, because the Two of Cups can also be about romantic partnerships. It can be about friendships. It could be about bonds and connections with others. You could be someone who also has a good connection with your higher self. For some of you that are very spiritual, you can have a strong bond with your higher self. You could try to be someone who tries to keep the peace, right? Especially with this mediator energy, is trying to keep things, connections in your life in balance, in check. Okay? With the Ten of Cups energy here, the Ten of Cups is a beautiful card of happiness, of fulfillment, of joy. It is a family card. Okay? So many of you with your best qualities, maybe you are someone who has a really good family structure. Maybe you're someone who is very loving with your parents, or very giving of your heart or your time or your energy to even to other people, to friends. You know, maybe that you are someone who really likes to have fun and let loose a little bit. I'm also seeing the Six of Cups energy, which is also a beautiful energy of kindness and generosity and giving to others, gifts of the heart. Okay, not even necessarily needing to be that you're giving people money, but it could be that you're giving gifts from the heart, something that is meaningful. Like maybe you could be giving people your time, you know, to talk to them. Maybe it's a person who's even like a stranger and you just see them, you know, in public and they look a little lonely and you might smile at them and, you know, give them something that, you know, that would put a smile on their face, you know. Make them happy. So yeah, you could be someone who's very kind and generous, acts of love. Okay, you could be someone who does very romantic things for your partners. You can be someone who's very loyal with the Emperor energy, very committed. Family can also be something that's very important to you, right? The way that you keep your family in your, I don't know, in your prayers or in your life, maintaining balance with your family, right? Your family could be something that's very important to you. You could put your family first, your children first, your partners, things of that nature. So that can be really a really good quality, you know, is to be very protective. I feel like you're also very protective as well with the Emperor energy. Now we do also have the Death card here, okay? And the Death card is about endings, transformation, change, okay? So it could be that one of your best qualities is maybe you have transformed a lot. Maybe you've changed a lot. Maybe some of you have done a lot of work on yourself, right? To learn to be more confident. I feel like many of you, especially with all these cups here, that you find ways of showing people that you love them, that you care about them. So I'm definitely feeling that there's a very nurturing energy to you as well. I am feeling, though, because we do have the Emperor here, that many of you could function out of your masculine energy, okay? There could be a lot of masculine energy, which is good too, right? Masculine energy is good. It helps us to take action, make decisions, be very grounded, provide a structure, right? Maybe even to our family. things of that nature. Some of you could have skills with leadership, with being able to lead others. And you could be kind of like someone who other people feel comfortable coming to for advice, for guidance, to figure something out. Okay, is what I'm seeing there as well. I'm also noticing the keywords on here that say release, past, and completion here. So maybe some of you have been really good at healing as well, because the Six of Cups can also be about healing, can also be about the past, literally. I'm feeling because the Six of Cups can also talk about childhood. It's kind of giving me another message here about you guys being, one of your best qualities is your playfulness. That you're also very connected into your inner child. I think there was something I was explaining to pile number 2 about that as well. That was something that came up. But yeah, that is being playful. That is being childlike in nature. So you might have a little part of yourself that still likes to watch cartoons, or that likes to do things outside that make your inner child happy. Okay, that can be something there as well. So let's look at your little cat here and see what your cat's message is. And it says, your magical quest beckons. It says, meet Myth. He will be your fearless feline guide into the wilderness of your inner world. He is friends with the ancient trees, the dark caves, and the lost creatures. The full moon dances in his eyes, casting a golden yellow glow down your path. He calls to the wild one in you. He asks you to trust even when you cannot see what lies ahead. That goes to me like you're someone who's very intuitive, which also may be one of your best qualities, is how intuitive you are. He asks you to trust even when you cannot see what lies ahead. He invites you on a journey where the only map is an invisible one drawn by your soul. That is intuition. Wonders, helpers, and adventures lie ahead. What are you truly seeking? Let your heart beam with courage. Your magical quest beckons. So some of you might even be on a spiritual quest, a spiritual journey. Maybe even on a new journey on your path right now at this time. Some of you I'm getting with the Emperor, you may even be, have a quality of being able to even run your own business. Okay, running your own business is what I'm getting from that as well. I feel like you're also a very passionate person. Okay. Some of you might even have a little bit of a fiery personality as well. Okay, so this could be both seen as a positive and a negative, but I'm going to mention it anyways, okay? Now, the Emperor is a very stoic energy, okay? Which does have a downside to it. But the Emperor is really good at masking emotions, okay? Masking emotions. And not so good when you're on the receiving end of that and you're trying to figure out what a person's feeling, right? But this is kind of like you having a poker face, a game face, which is a very powerful energy, okay? With the Emperor is a very powerful energy. Which to me, in a way, if you're giving off this vibe as the Emperor, like I said, authoritative, assertive, that you kind of, how would I look at this as a positive? Like you don't let people, how do I want to say it? Like people know not to mess with you, Pile 3. Okay, people know not to mess with you. Because I feel like you, with this energy that's so powerful here, you can be very serious and kind of like really get your point across. So you might be really good, especially with the mediator here. I mean, if you work in sales, that would be really good. Working in sales or in any kind of a position where, Because I do feel like you are intuitive and you are compassionate, but I also feel like this is a lot of discipline. A lot of discipline here. I feel like you're really good at leadership, you know, like having higher level positions, executive, management. It's kind of like your eye for figuring things out, figuring out plans, solutions, strategies. Like you get stuff done, pile 3. You get it done. When action needs to be taken, you get it done. That's what I feel from this. You know, it's a very powerful energy. Okay, so let's look at your last card here, which is, it says, I surge on the uprising wave of love. Okay, so let's see. Number 5. Okay. So it says, my life can be summoned up in 3 accounts. I was raw, I was cooked, and I was burned. So some of you might literally feel like that. You've been through it, right? Because we have death here. This is about transformation. So yeah, my life can be summed up in 3 accounts. I was raw, I was cooked, and I was burned. And I feel like many of us can resonate with that. Okay, so it says, I surge on the uprising wave of love. No gravity can stop me from rising. The moon pulls the tide of life towards her, and my soul in oneness with all of life answers her call. The wave of love consumes me, and upwards I fly, flying through the water, to greet her shining body. Led by my heart, my wits are addled, and my mind becomes a blurry mess. And so I feel instead. Feel the truth of her love, and the divine reflection she shines back at me from her radiant heart. It says, greater forces of planetary movements affect us all. We experience day and night through the interplay of the earth, sun, and moon. This is profound and obvious effect. The movements of the cosmos affect us deeply, body and soul. So this makes me feel that some of you, especially with the talking about the moon energy, some of you, I feel like have a strong intuition with the moon, a strong intuition. Some of you might have very psychic, I'm getting psychic visions, dreams, clairvoyance, clairaudience here. Okay. But some of you might literally feel like your life, and I feel like pay attention, because some of you might be very connected into the moon energy. I mean, we all are ultimately, but some of you might be really affected by it or sensitive to the cycles of the moon. So maybe this is a need for you to, I don't know, maybe some of you get like a moon journal, like a moon calendar, and it'll have like the phases of the moon. You can start paying attention to how the moon energy affects you. Like, when is a good time to do this? When is a good time to do that? Let's see. Some movements are perhaps less obvious in form, but are just as great, if not more so, in effect upon our spiritual growth and life experiences. You are going through a cycle, or very soon will be, by which you will be moved by forces greater than your own personal will. Wow. This is a karmic period, a time during which the movements of greater planetary bodies will have an impact upon the earth and humanity. And think about what we're going through recently, or soon, right? If you're watching this reading the day that I upload it, we've got the 888 portal, the Lionsgate portal coming up, 2023. We have 2 supermoons this month in the month of August. So it's some pretty powerful energy. We're also closing an 18-year karmic cycle as a collective. Okay, so it says, this is a karmic period, a time during which the movements of greater planetary bodies will have an impact on the earth and humanity. This is the way of things, greater cycles affecting smaller ones. The smaller ones are not less important, but they do have to bow to the power of the great, in oneness with the magnificent unfolding divinity that is life itself. Okay, what we always have at our disposal is a choice as to how we respond to these affecting movements and cycles. The effect of this karmic cycle now unfolding in your life is to bring you into sweet surrender and awakening into greater love. And maybe for some of you, that's what you have done, right? Because this is talking about your best qualities. There has been transformation here. Maybe many of you have learned so much through a lot of these karmic energies that you could have experienced in your past. And because of that, has created such a profound change within you. Okay? That's kind of what I'm not going to read all of this, but it is the Rumi Oracle. Okay, those of you that want to, I'm just going to leave it here for a second. So if you want to pause it and read it, you can do that. Okay. And there is the other page of it on this side over here, just in case you want to pause and read. Okay. So yeah, that is all that I have for you. Pile number 3. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one.